Hey everyone, welcome back to the layout once again. It's been quite some time since the last layout update, so I wanted to get back to you guys. I'm finally on winter break, and at this point it's actually sort of winding down, so I'm about to go back to school for the semester, but primarily what I want to share with you is a bit of scenery I've been working on over here for like the past couple of weeks now. Obviously it hasn't taken me every breathing second of those 2 weeks to get this done. But I've just been chipping away sort of slowly. So there's no scenery east of the road here, or to the left, and you can see it's a huge mess. But I have gone ahead and put the dirt down in here. You can see I've started a bit of vegetation. Of course the overpass is finished down here, and you guys knew about that. And then I've also worked on some custom grade crossings. So I'm just going to walk through the scene and show you what I've done. And as far as I know, this is all that I've done, so I might think of things as I get started here. But I just want to sort of recap, as I just said, everything that I've done in the scene here, and then keep in mind that everything I'm talking about here, minus that little bit of vegetation right there, is going to have a video on it in our scenery series. So I'll cover grass and trees in an upcoming video, and you'll also see that I don't have the ballast completed over here. I really only have it up to this grade crossing there. So the ballast will also be a separate video. So that'll be up soon, as well as the dirt and the grade crossings and paving the road. So those are all going to be separate videos. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, down here you can see the overpass looks good. The one thing that you don't see are the railings. I took those off temporarily just because I kind of knocked them off as I was working in the scene there. So I'll glue those back on soon. You'll also see I got an SD70 Mac here off eBay. I've always liked those the Heritage 2 versions of those. So this is a Kato unit with Digitrax. So it's just sort of a side note there. I keep getting distracted, but pick that up. So that's a new locomotive. And also as we walk here, you'll see that in some places the backdrop's sort of dirty from doing scenery. Luckily, I only put on a first coat anyway, so I got to go back and do my second coat because I got to do some touch-up work like down here. So I will fix that at some point. But what we have here is just some dirt. This is a mixture of real soil, which I got from Cajon Pass. It doesn't really matter. It could be any dirt from your backyard work too. I mixed it with plaster of Paris compound and then a Arizona Rock and Mineral Company powderized rock. I think it's one of the limestones, I don't remember. So all that together gets you this nice color. I also mixed in a bit of yellow powdered paint to make it a little less red. And it comes out a really nice dusty tan color. And then on top of that I have mixed in some N-scale ballast, also from Arizona Rock and Mineral, of various shades. So I've got sort of a dark gray there, a more medium gray over here, and then you can see I've also tried to pattern it with some tire marks here and there. You'll see that as we walk through the scene. A variety of light streaks and dark streaks to simulate either depressed mud, or where there's still sort of moisture, or where the rock has been crushed and sort of turned into a lighter color like you see right there. Then you'll notice the ballast as well. This is a mixture of, again, Arizona Rock and Mineral ballast, mostly N-scale, a little bit of HO scale. I think the HO scale looks a little too big. And then the rest of it is, or the majority of it is N-scale or fine grain Woodland Scenics ballast. So mostly mixed gray blend is what I'm going for over here. So it's mostly glued down. I still got a little bit to glue down, but you'll see with the ballast and all that, it mixes in real nicely with our overpass scene. And then once again you can see more of that patterned ballast that I have on the dirt, which I'm really excited about. I was focused a lot on getting the dirt looking realistic. I grabbed a number of overhead photos, actual shots from Crawford, Nebraska, and then let me find it. One of them is an aerial shot from Google Maps. Of course I don't have it right there. So anyway, I spent some time just looking at the patterning and how all the ballast got spread around. So I think we came up with a pretty realistic look here. I really like how the grade crossings turned out here. That is just stray ballast that I need to sweep up, those two little piles. And then the grade crossings you'll see are custom made. They look just like the BLMA ones, except not as well modeled, but I think they look pretty good and they're passable. These are just pieces of 4/100ths of an inch styrene that I cut out, and then I masked them, painted them, and then I had to drill out 240 little holes in each corner of the individual panels. So those look pretty cool, and I'm happy with that. Moving this way, more stray ballast spread around the dirt. And what we'll see in here once it gets ballasted is that the two mainline tracks you see right here, those will be cleanly ballasted like you'd expect, and then the accessory tracks like your helper pocket, interchange track, and the grain spur there are going to have dirt and ballast pretty much up to tie level, and in some cases the ties will be completely covered. So that'll be something I'll be working on modeling. And then what you don't see here is our grain elevator, which I am going to build out of an old cement plant I have there. So I'm going to cut that thing in half right down the middle, scrape off the details from the top. I'm going to paint it, add some more patterning, build a couple of custom silos, and that'll be all silver and fairly close to the prototype in Crawford. So that'll be a project I need to work on soon. Moving this way, once again, if we take a look at the ballast, you can see how I have the tire tracks. They sort of sweep that way, and then you can also see how they sweep in front of what will eventually be the helper facilities here. So we're going to use this building. I'm considering cutting it in half once again, maybe doubling the length, and then it's going to get repainted and detailed and all that. So that'll be another fun little project. And then coming this way, you can see I started a bit of vegetation. Just made this tree this afternoon using Scenic Express armatures. Those are the super trees, and then some Scenic Express super leaves. So I did a little bush off to the right, a tree right there, and what I did to make this sort of a background tree was I cut it in half front to back, and then on the back side I added some polyfiber just to add a little bit of density. So then I put the super leaf material on the back side of that, so now you can't really see through it, because what's annoying, and you'll still notice it here at the bottom half of the tree, that's sort of unavoidable. Maybe I put the bush in front of it, I don't know. But you can see the shadow on the backdrop. But I wanted this to look not see-through, so you don't really see the darkened sky through it, because what you'd really see is a bright contrast. So I just avoided that by putting some polyfiber on the back, sprinkling the super leaf on that, and now it's not really see-through, it's pretty dark back there, just to suggest that there are quite a few densely packed leaves in there. And I think it turned out pretty cool. So I'll continue to refine my tree building skills, but that one turned out okay. And then this grass out here is just simulating the little grass lots that you see around Crawford, where the dirt roads sort of sweep around them. I don't like the monotonous tone we have here, so in just a second I'm going to add a few more tufts out front that are sort of a darker green to give it just a bit more life. And then you'll notice out here that I have some details, and these are just random things we've collected over the years. This is a nice little lot out here. You'll once again see there's sort of a dirt road out front with some subtle tire tracks, and then closer to the rails is a dusty gravel lot, and this can hold all sorts of things. Eventually we might put some like spare tie stacks over here, or even a turnout or something. So this can be a rotating cast of characters. And then I really like the way the ballast turned out here with sort of the spotty look right there, as well as the tire tracks leading out to the road. And then the road turned out really cool, in my opinion. I like the way this worked out. You'll see that the lines are pretty weathered and beaten there, kind of spotty. And then the white line up there is pretty cool. You can really get the texture of the asphalt there, the way that that's worn away. And then you'll see too all the oil spots that I added for cars that have had to stop at the grade crossing. And then I'm pretending that somewhere on that grade crossing there is a pretty solid bump, because you can see then all the dripping oil on the other side as well. So once again, more oil spots, weathered lines, some more over here, and then you'll see again more of those grade crossing panels that I built, except these are 6 panels long because the road is at sort of an angle. So, and then you'll also notice very subtly that I added some rubber tire weathering there with some weathering powders like I have down here, and that's those are AIM or AIM weathering powders. So anyway, that is all there is for the scenery. This is pretty much what I've been working on. Although there's one more thing that I forgot, so let me pause the camera here. I installed more lights on the other side of the layout, so I'm going to flip on the lower level lights for you, and then we'll wrap this up. So here we are on the other side of the layout. It's much more clean over here, but unfortunately I have no scenery started, so that'll happen soon. But what you might notice, probably won't, because I don't often have the lower level lights on unless I'm running trains, which I wish was more often. But from about this point here, around the curve, over, or I guess under the duck under, and then all the way down this narrow wall to the yard there, I got the rest of the LED lights installed. So now the entire lower level, as well as the upper level of course, is completely strapped with lights now. So no more darkness, which is just kind of exciting. I mean, again, I don't have any scenery in here, so it doesn't do much, but now I get to use my imagination a little more and get a brighter look, if you will, at how things will turn out down here. So nothing too exciting, just wanted to show that to you. So now this corner of the layout looks just a bit more complete, and that's really all there is to share. I haven't really done any other weathering projects as far as I know, but again, keep in mind that all of, let me turn around here, all of the scenery that I was working on the other side of the layout here, I'm going to have essentially how-to videos on that in our scenery series. And if you have any questions, of course, let me know. So look forward to those videos, as well as a fun little rail fanning video. And then once I clean up a bit and sort of finish this scene over here, I'll start running some trains and we'll get a pretty cool video up sometime soon. So as always guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, and I will see you next time.